someone dedicates more, the result will be easy. So it's a thing with that story. We discuss of a Buddha called Uppadhiti. Can you remember? Were you? Yeah, Uppadhiti, you know? And the discourse about the arising. Can you remember? Do you want to? No. Yeah, no? No. Now, 5 precepts means, first of all, we have to get that assurance. We have to control our bodily action and verbal action. Okay? So Buddha teaches a frame to control our bodily and verbal action. That's called precept. Okay? At the beginning of the homage, we started those precepts. The first one is Buddha teaches us to abstain from killing beings. Okay? Is it okay? And the second one is abstain from the stealing. From which? Stealing. Taking what is not given. Okay? Next one is abstain from sexual misconduct. Okay. The fourth one is abstain from lying. Okay? And the fifth one is abstain from taking intoxicants. These are the 5 precepts for the lay follower. Okay? Then step by step Buddha explains to the ordained person, to monks, there are 10 precepts, and for fully ordained monks, there are 227 precepts. Yes, have you heard? In this world, there are such a thing. There are precepts, number of precepts. So Buddha understood the morality, and Buddha understood the concentration, and Buddha understood the wisdom. So, to develop the wisdom, if someone develops the wisdom, through that wisdom, he will be able to escape from suffering and to achieve the real happiness. Okay, the reason is wisdom. To achieve the wisdom, concentration should be there in the mind. That's why we practice meditation. Because we have to eradicate the bad defilements of the mind. Because of these bad defilements, we will not be able to understand the reality of the life. And understand, let's suppose it's like this. If there is anger in our mind, can we see the reality of the life, reality of these things? No. We blame to others and we fight and those things, no? So Buddha teaches us to, first of all, we have to concentrate the mind. So the concentration of mind, then we will be able to develop the wisdom, to see the reality of the thing. Okay? Then in this changing world, if someone develops the wisdom, he will be able to be happy in that changing world. Not to worry. Okay? So, the wisdom, through wisdom the concentration will help. But to develop the concentration, the morality should be there. That's why we observe precepts. Okay? It simply, we can understand it like this. If someone sits to meditate, if he hasn't observed precepts, or he hasn't the morality, he will not be able to develop his concentration. Again and again, his mind will blame to it. No?
Mind won't be calm.
Yes, he will not be calm. Oh, you have done such a thing, you have killed these things and you have stolen, no? Can you understand? So in this way, the noble eightfold path is the path which leading to the cessation of suffering. This noble eightfold path Buddha divides into three categories. First one is morality, second one is concentration, third one is wisdom. So the meaning of someone is developing the morality, concentration and wisdom means is practicing the path to escape from suffering. It's a noble truth. Noble truth. Okay? So in this noble truth, we discuss the first noble truth. Can you remember? Okay? First noble truth. What's the first noble truth? Noble truth of suffering. Noble truth of suffering. Second one, the noble truth of cause, origin of the suffering. Third one, yes, the cessation of suffering. The fourth one, leading to the cessation of suffering. So what is the thing we have to do with the first noble truth? With the suffering, what we have to do? We have to suffer or we have to worry? What?
We have to realize, understand.
We have to understand suffering. That's the Buddha discovered. The suffering is not to suffer morally, but the suffering is to understand. And the second noble truth, origin of suffering, we have to eradicate. We have to abandon. Okay? And the third one, the cessation of suffering, means the real happiness, the nibbana, the ultimate deliverance, we have to achieve. We have to achieve. We have to attain by ourselves. It's our own determination, own courage, and own confidence, and own morality, own effort. Okay? That's why Buddha gives our life to our hand. Use your wisdom. Use your effort. And the last one, the fourth noble truth, path. We have to follow. Now is it okay? Suffering should be understood, origin of suffering should be eradicated, and the cessation of suffering should be attained, and the path leading to the cessation of suffering should be followed. So, and in the earlier lectures, we discussed about the first noble truth, no? What is the meaning of this understanding? So we discussed, Buddha teaches us, the suffering should be understood. So what is the meaning of the understanding? Yes. We have to learn about suffering. Without learning suffering, no one can understand suffering. Only thing is we have to worry and we have to fight. Can you understand? So understanding suffering. That's why we discussed about suffering. Buddha explains that suffering is, first one, birth is suffering. So, suffering should be understood. So, birth should be understood. Why birth is suffering. Then, illness is suffering. So, illness should be understood. And death is suffering. Death should be understood. As we get, we should cry or something like that. We have to understand. Illness or aging, and all things we have to understand. So, from that understanding, that meaning of understanding, we discuss about birth of suffering. No? Birth is suffering. That's why we discuss about Uppada Sutta, the discourse of arising. What is the meaning of birth of suffering? We discuss what is the meaning of birth?
Coming to be.
No. Sorry? In the as the Uppada Sutta. No. Simply like this. Buddha explains. Birth means ayatana patilaya, obtaining of the faculty. This is the meaning of birth. Okay? Keep in your mind these things. This is the meaning of understanding. So if you remind, birth is obtaining of six faculties. Obtaining of an eye is birth. Obtaining of an ear is birth. Obtaining of a nose is birth. Obtaining of a tongue is birth. Obtaining of a body is birth. Obtaining of a In this way, if you investigate, it's your wisdom. It will help you to understand birth. That means it will help you to understand suffering. Because without this knowledge, no one knows in this world what is the meaning of birth. Ask some others what is the meaning of birth. They will explain. Birth, what's birth? Buddha understood. Birth means the obtaining of happiness. In the Upada Sutta, Buddha explained this. So the understanding of suffering means we have to think in this way. Oh, in this sutta, Buddha has explained like this. What is the way? Sakkusa Upada. If there is an arising of I, Dukkha-sesa Upada. It is the arising of suffering. Roganam-sthiti. It is the arising of diseases. Jara-marana-sapatubhava. It is the arising of aging. It is the arising of death. Can you understand? So this is the thing we understand.
Are you subject to sickness?
Yeah, that is the thing we have now investigated. Oh, what is the meaning of this? If there is the arising of I somewhere, aging, death, this is a privilege. What is the meaning of here? Now we have to apply this theory to our own life. Oh, I have also I. So what is the meaning of I am aging? I is aging. Can you understand? What is the meaning of here sickness? Oh, I is subject to sickness. What is the meaning of my death? I will die. I will die. Yes, I and ear. Ear also same. Ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. If there is the arising of these six faculties somewhere, Buddha explains, that is the arising of suffering. It is true or false? How do you say it? In your own experience, no? Now we have obtained those six faculties. Our mother took at the hospital, oh, this is our baby. Oh, what is there? What was there? Six faculties. Okay? Six faculties, no? Isn't it? Now we have those six faculties. Now step by step there are complications, and this. But no one.
Without hearing.
Yes. So, in the Upada Sutta, that was the incident. And then Buddha explains in the second part of Sutta, can you remember? Sakkusa Asthangam. If there is the cessation of I somewhere, that means if there isn't an I somewhere, there will not be suffering there. And aging will not be there. That is the cessation of aging. That is the cessation of death. That is the cessation of sorrow, pain, lamentation, pain, grief and all that. This was the summary of that truth. Can you remember? Upada Sutta. Discourse of Saraswati.
Whenever there is if the I doesn't come into being.
Yes, that means understanding the birth and eradicating the reason to birth, achieve the cessation of birth by following the path. That's the way. That person is called an arahant. Arahant will be reborn again. If someone dies, again he will be reborn. But arahant will not die. Arahant will not attain paramita. That's why they will come again.
Not a normal death, but they cease to.
Yes, all the things. By understanding. Okay? So today I like to discuss with you very, very important and interesting discourse. Okay? That the Upada Sutta, where was that Sutta? Yes, Samyutta Nikaya. Which part?
I didn't understand, but I got my face covered.
Okay, the fourth part. Okay? You can identify it simply like this. If there are discourses, those are based on the sixth faculty, all the sutras are in the Samyutta Nikaya fourth part. Okay? So, if there are the discourses about the dependent origination, all the discourses will be the Samyutta Nikaya second part. Dependent origination. Yeah. Okay? So, today we are going to learn a very, very interesting discourse. This is in the Samyutta Nikaya second part. Okay? The name of this sutta is Loka Sutta. The discourse about the world. Okay? Discourse about the world. Then Buddha explains, Lokasa Bhikkave Samudayansa, Atthangamacha Detisthana. Buddha explains, O monk, now I am going to explain you the origin of the world and the cessation of the world. When we listen at one word, what is our mind? Yes, the earth and like this, no? But Buddha understood the word means our life. Okay? If we open our eyes, there will be the word. What is that word? The word of form. Okay? If we give the attention to our ear, the word will be there. What is that word? The word of sound. Listen very carefully and investigate this one. If we give the attention to our nose, the word will be there. What is that word? The word of smell. Okay? If we give the attention to our tongue, the word will be there. What is that word? Taste of word. The word of taste. If we give the attention to our body, the word will be there. The word of handiwork. If we give the attention to our mind, the word will be there. The word of mind also. Without the form, without sound, without smell, without taste, without handiwork, without mind object, will there be a word? No. That's why we don't understand.
Mind object?
Mind object means?
What we feel to is a mind object.
No, yes, after the feeling, that thought will go to our mind. Then we remind that thing. It's a mind object.
So that is taken as a sixth step.
Yes, sixth one. Okay? So that is the word Buddha understood. So if someone try to understand his life meaning, he is trying to understand the word. Okay? If someone escapes from his life, that means he escapes from world. If someone escapes from world, means he escapes from suffering. Why? Think later. We are worried about the forms we are seeing, no? And the sound. And the satisfaction, dissatisfaction, we are struggling there because of this outer world. Okay? So in this sutta, Buddha explained very, very clearly, Khatamanta Vikkave Loka Samudaya. So what is the meaning of the origin of the world? In this sutta, basically Buddha explains two factors. The first one is the origin of world. So at once when you listen the origin of the world means, what should be, what you have to think? Oh, this is the origin of my life. This is the origin of my life. Then the second factor is the Lokas Arthanga, the cessation of the world. When we listen to cessation of the world, how do you see? Cessation of the life. Escape from suffering. Okay? Can you understand? Yes. Now, you have to join your knowledge, Birth means eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. Now Buddha explains what is the origin of this eye. Here now what is the origin of eye means what is the meaning of this? The eye is suffering no? So origin of eye means what? Origin of suffering. Here is the origin of eye. Buddha explains. Because of the eye and the form, eye consciousness arises. This is the fundamental thing of the origin of the suffering. Because of the eye and the form, eye consciousness arises.
Form is external object.
Yes, form is external object derived from the four great elements. Everything. When we open our eyes, then form will be there. Then our mind will cognate it. That means the consciousness.
So when you mentioned four elements, maybe it doesn't know.
Okay, the four great elements means the form. Form means there are four elements. Okay, the first one is the earth element, the hard thing. Okay, second one is water element, the soft things. Okay, and next one is heat element, and the last one is air element. From these four great elements, all the forms they have made up from those things. Okay? So when we open our eyes, because of eye and the form, eye consciousness arises. Is it okay? Is it clear? Yes. This is the way of understanding it now. Okay? Okay? Now we are learning about our own eye. So if we are the meaning, we are trying to understand our own eye. Then Buddha explains, Tinna Sangati Passo. Okay? So what is the thing we are now learning? Origin of eye. Origin of eye means origin of suffering. If we want to escape from suffering, first of all we have to understand the origin of suffering. That's why we are learning. So, because of the eye and the form, eye consciousness arises. Then Tinna Sangati Passo. Tinna means three. What are the three? Eye, form, eye consciousness. Okay? Eye consciousness. Then Buddha explains the attaching of, meeting of these three is called contact. Hasta. Okay? Then, hasta paccaya vedana. As a result of this contact, the feeling arises. Is it okay? Now we can apply this. Okay, now friend is coming on the way. We are going forward. So at once, what's the thing we see that thing? Oh, happy. Eye, form, eye consciousness, meeting of three contact. Because of this contact, feeling arises. What is that? What kind of a feeling? Pleasant. Yes, happy. Pleasant feeling.
There is this Vijnana consciousness.
Yeah.
Vijnana.
Okay. Now pleasant feeling. Okay. Then Buddha explains what is the thing with this feeling. Vedana paccaya tanha. Because of this feeling, craving arises. Okay? It's like this. Okay, there is a cake. Okay? Now, the cake. We take a piece of cake. Okay? Then we keep it on our tongue. So what is that? No. Yes, tongue, cake, and then tongue quite long. Okay? Now the meeting of these three contact. Because of this contact, feeling arises. What kind of feeling? pleasant feeling. Because of this feeling, craving arises. Oh, I want more, I want more. Give me. Craving. Okay? Then Buddha explains, tanha paccaya upadana. Because of this craving, the clinging arises. We cling to that state. Can't we apply this? Can't we see this thing in our own life? Okay, let's see what is the future thing because of this natural result. Okay? Now the clinging, no? The clinging is there. Oh, let's think about your cake, okay? It will be easy to understand this. Okay? Then upadana paccaya bhava. Upadana paccaya bhava means because of the clinging, now clinging is there, no? Clinging is there, no? Because of this clinging, we use our body, we use our spirit, we use our mind to do something with that craving, with that clinging. Can you understand? Now clinging is there. No, we use our body, we use our words, we use our mind to experience that happiness that we have clinging. That means now the clinging, now the craving was there, no? Then the clinging was there, no? Now we talk our words. I want more. That's bhava.
Experience that again.
Yes. And it's like this. It's not such a thing with the cake, okay? It is like this. When someone sees an enemy, I and form and consciousness. Meaning of this is contact. Because of this contact, the unpleasant feeling arises, no? Regarding an enemy. Okay? Because of this unpleasant feeling, the craving will be there, but that craving is to vanish that enemy. Okay? Craving is harm. Okay? Because of that craving, clinging arises. Okay? We cling to that thought. Okay? Then, upadana paccaya bhava means, because of this clinging, he uses weapon. What's the meaning of using weapon? He uses body. That is bhava, karma. The arranging of karma to be right. That's bhava.
Or internal karma, right to Krishna.
Yes, that's karma. Okay? Volitional formation. Because of bodily action, verbal action, mental action. Then he uses weapons and other things and kill. That's bhava. Now there is a karma there to be ripened. Where is the place to be ripened that karma? In an unpleasant way. Okay? Now there is a karma, no? Volitional formation. Arranging of karma there, no? Now, bhava paccaya jati. Because of this volitional formation, karma, jati, the birth arises. Can you understand? Now we will go to another birth. Why? There is an arranging of karma to be ripened. So the reason is there. Then result will be there.
Yes, given cause for a new birth.
Yes. Then he will be reborn. Now we have been born, no? Now can you guess the reason?
Because of the karma.
The reason is this.
Power.
Yes. Yes. The reason was? Yes. Reason was in the earlier life there was the karma to be ripened. So as a result of this, that's what we got a birth here. So what was the reason to that birth? In the past life? Clinging was there. What was the reason to clinging? Craving. What was the reason to craving? Feeling. Feeling was the reason. What was the reason to the feeling? Contact was the reason. What was the contact to the contact? Reason to the contact? The meeting of three. Okay? Meeting of three contact. So there was a meeting of three in earlier. What was the reason to the meeting of those three?
Because
There was I there. There was I. Okay? There was I there. Now today also we have an I, no? Now can you get the future thing?
Do you have I too?
How about right? That's the thing.
Why do you have
Because he has the case in the eye, he has the other five faculties, no?
different what?
Yes.
Blind
Right. Blind people?
What do they have?
Yes. Because though they haven't the eye, they have the other five faculties.
No.
Because of those five faculties, again they are give birth.
they come in contact with sound.
With the other things, no? So the Arahant means, Arahant hasn't come to be ripened. Why? He hasn't clinging.
Yes.
Okay?
No craving.
Clinging.
No craving.
There is no clinging. Why the reason to not to the clinging? There is no the craving. And he hasn't the feeling. And the feeling is here, feeling will be ignorant. Because he has understood the Four Noble Truths. He has an eye, but there is not the ignorance of that eye. Because of that, he will not
Crave.
yes, he will not crave or cling to that eye. Because of this reason, there will not be the karma to be ripened. Then the birth will not be there.
He will know it is present or unpresent, but he won't crave or cling.
Yes, that's the only thing. Can you understand? So where are we?
On the path.
Oh, that's the thing. Don't worry. If he try to understand this way, he is a extreme entrance. If he is a extreme entrance, within 1, 2, 3 or 5, maximum 7, within 7 lives, he will understand.
Seven births
7 days.
from the human plane.
He will not Deva.
Yes.
Yes. In the Deva world also, there is the possibility to understand the Four Noble Truths. Why our Buddha is the Sattva Deva, teacher of devotion in human. So in this way, Bhavapatya Jati, because of the volitional formation, the arranging of the karma to be ripened, the birth arises. Now again, what's the meaning of birth?
Six faculties.
Six faculties. Very, very interesting thing.
Yes.
Yes. Now again there will be an eye. Again there will be the proceeding. Samsara. That's called samsara. Aging and death. Aging and death. Aging and death. Again birth, aging and death. Again birth, aging and death. Again birth, aging and death. This is called samsara. The cycle of birth and death.
If you say that Paticca
Yes, this is the Paticca depending on you, through the eye. Then Buddha explains Jatipatya Jaramaya. Because of the birth, aging and death will be there. Now can you understand the similarity between the first sutta, first sutta and this sutta? Very, very clear. Very, very interesting. This is the knowledge of Buddha. Then Buddha explains, Soka Parideva Dukkha Dhamana Supaya Sambhavanti. If there is a rising of birth somewhere, aging, death, sorrow, pain, lamentation, grief and miscarriage will be there. Ayamko Bhittave Lokasta Samudaya. Oh man, this is the origin of world. Can you understand? So now, the thing is it's up to you. And then you have to think about the other faculties also. Now can you give me the answer in the other faculties? Let's suppose the ear, because of ear and sound, then
The ear consciousness.
yes, ear consciousness arises. Then yes, no, it's like this.
Sound and the ear.
Meeting of three is contact. This is the way of Buddha explained, okay? Meeting of these three contact.
Because of
Then
the sound and the ear consciousness
arises. Meeting of these three. So what do you mean here, these three? Ear, sound,
Ear contact.
ear contact. Meeting of these three,
Contact.
contact. Because of the contact,
Ear, sound and mind.
okay, it doesn't matter. It's all there. It's okay. But we use in the interpretation,
Ear, sound and contact.
concept. Okay? And then, because of contact, feeling arises. Okay? Because of feeling, craving arises. Because of craving, clinging arises. Because of clinging,
Wow.
yes, the volitional formation arises. Okay? The arranging of karma will arise. Next, because of bhava or volitional formation, birth arises. Because of birth, aging, death, sorrow, pain, lamentation, grief, and despair will arise. This is the origin of suffering. So if someone in this way, someone investigating his mind, is a great noble disciple. He is a person, he is an intelligent person, he is an intelligent person in this world, in this whole thing. No one don't know about these things, no? Oh, there is a case, such a case in my eye. No one knows about it. Except nobody can know Buddha. That's the reality. That's the reality. That's the science. This is the science. Okay. Can you understand what we are discussing? You can think these things.
I have a little bit of
Yes.
unclear understanding of Buddha.
Yes.
Is it spiritual, physical?
Buddha. Okay, Buddha is born as a human, normal human being, and he developed his wisdom. Then he was a supernatural or superhuman being.
He discovered the truth on his own without the guidance of anything through his own meditation and concentration and
With the morality, concentration, and wisdom.
he gained all this knowledge.
Yes, that's a path called Noble Eightfold Path to escape from suffering. Then Buddha taught to the world, this is the path to escape from suffering. You also can follow. So then the last part of the sutta. Now is it okay with the origin? Okay, now you say about north. Because of north and smell, north consciousness arises.
Right.
Then meaning of these three is contact. Because of contact,
He gives rise to feeling.
feeling arises. Because of feeling, craving arises. Because of craving, clinging arises. Because of clinging,
Become a original
volitional formation arises. Because of volitional formation,
that gives rise to a new birth.
birth arises. Because of birth, aging, death, and all the suffering will be there. Is it okay? Is it clear? Keep in your mind these things because this is the way to understand suffering. Here, this is very, very interesting. Here, if someone investigates life in this way, he is following the path, Noble Eightfold Path. Because there are Noble Eightfold Path, being as a virtue person, as a morality, advocate of morality. So they are this concentration, the right record, right mindfulness, right concentration. This is right mindfulness. Now he is in that Noble Eightfold Path. Then step by step, he eradicated the origin of suffering. What is the origin of suffering? Craving. If someone understands, oh, my eye is such a thing. My eye is the danger of my life. If in this way he thinks, what will be the craving to the eye? Step by step, he reduces the craving to the eye and form. It is the meaning of the abandon the origin of suffering.
Attachment.
origin of the suffering. We eradicate it step by step. 4 number 2. The whole life is so 4 number 2.
To reduce the attachment
To the suffering.
suffering.
Why suffering is I? So if we don't know the suffering is I, we attach to it. We attach to I means we attach to form. So again suffering is there. Okay? Then tongue. Because of tongue and taste, tongue consciousness arises. Then meeting of these three contact. Because of this contact, feeling arises. Because of feeling, craving arises. Because of craving, clinging arises. Okay? Because of clinging, volitional formation arises. Because of volitional formation, birth arises. Because of birth, aging, death and suffering. Okay? Then, body. Because of body and tangible, body consciousness arises. Then, meeting of these three contact. Then, because of the contact, feeling arises. Because of the feeling, craving arises. Because of the craving, clinging arises. Because of the clinging, volitional formation arises. Because of the volitional formation, birth arises. Because of the volitional birth, aging. What's the meaning of here obtaining a body? It's one of six faculties. Again suffering. So this is the way of the
Way of the birth.
yes, actually. This is the way of building a body by a body. No? Again body. This is the way of building an eye by an eye.
Because of the craving, you create another
Like another eye. Another eye means another birth.
in a future birth.
Future birth. Okay? Then the mind. Because of the mind and the mind object, mind consciousness arises. Meeting of these three contact. Because of the contact, feeling arises. Because of the feeling, clinging arises. Craving arises. Because of the craving, clinging arises. Because of the clinging, volitional formation arises. Can you remember now the meaning of volitional formation? It is like this. Now there is the mind. Okay? Now it is coming and mind object to our mind about an enemy. Okay? Now the mind consciousness there. Contact, feeling and craving, unpleasant feeling. Okay? Then feeling and then clinging. Because of this clinging, now he wants to feel that person. That's the power, volitional formation. And it will come. So what was the reason? His mind. Why? First of all, that thought came to where? The mind. So enemy in himself. Within his life. Okay? But if someone, when the thought comes to about the enemy to his mind, if someone develops the loving kindness meditation, then step by step suffering is ready.
May you be there.
Yes.
But you don't destroy the enemy. He destroys you.
Actually, this is the thing to escape from the suffering within our life. If you practice the morality, then there is an assurance. It's a phenomenon in the world. It's a theory. Let's think about the Arahant. They are still others. But the other person will escape. But there is no yes. Okay. That's the origin. Now it's easy to understand about the cessation. Okay? Then Buddha explained at the last part of the sutta, Katamocha Bhikkave Loka Sathanga. Oh monk, what is the cessation of the world? Buddha explained. Now this is the cessation of the world. Cessation of the world means cessation of the suffering. Now the origin of the suffering meaning the origin of the I know. So what is the meaning of origin of suffering? So cessation of suffering means cessation of I. Now then the Buddha explains the path to cease the I. It's not the blind eye. There's a path to cease the I. This is the path. Chakkunta paticca roope, because of the I and the four uppajjit chakku insana. I consciousness arises. This is the theory written Arahat, okay? This is the Arahat light, okay? You know Arahat means then step by step then develop the wisdom. At the final stage he will be an Arahat. Arahat means who is the person escaped from suffering. Fully purified. He is the birth. He is the birth means never be born again, escape suffering. This is the Arahat's life as a human being born in this life before the final parinirvana.
It's like bodily, verbal and mental
actions all. Purified all these things. Okay, this is the life of Arahat. Because of the I and the form I consciousness Arahat. Because Arahat also has an I. He is the form. Okay? Then, Tina Sandhipatto.
Arahat, when he sees the form, how is he think?
Yes, now this is the thing. Okay? This is the thing, okay? Then Tina Sandhipatto. Meeting of these three is contact. Contact also is the Arahat. Okay? Then, Pasapaccha Vedana. Because of the contact, feeling arises. Pleasant, unpleasant, neither pleasant or no unpleasant. Three kinds of feelings will be there. Okay? Vedana-vaccha tanha. Okay? Because of the feeling, the craving will be there, but tapsaya tanhaya adeta viraga nirodha. Because of the cessation of all the craving without remaining. The abandoning of all the craving, upadana nirodha. First, can you remember?
Yes.
Because tanha paccaya upadana. Because of the craving arises. Now, because of the cessation of the craving, upadana nirodha. Thinking cease.
So we have that stage.
Yes.
The Arahant still has his feelings, yeah?
Yes, it's there. But he did not think to crave that feeling. Why? He understood the reality of I, first of all. Then he knows that this procedure, this is the thing, this is the thing, this is the thing. Okay? Now, upadana nirodha, bhava nirodha. Because of the cessation of the clinging, volitional formation cease. Okay, he uses his body, his feet and mental action, but clinging is not there. So volitional formation will not be there. Then bhava nirodha, jati nirodha. Can you remember the reason to another birth? Volitional formation? No, volitional formation cease. There is no birth. Okay? No. No, craving is not there.
Yeah.
But Vedana, Pasaya Tanhaya Adeta Viraga Nirodha. He has ceased the craving already. Okay?
He has to feel, he
I have a
understands.
feeling, but no
No craving.
He understands
How did he get it?
Because of the understanding for noble truth.
he has developed his
Develop morality, concentration, wisdom. This is no, he follows the noble eightfold path. Only that. Follow the noble, we are also trying to do that. If someone follows the noble eightfold path, the result is this. He will be an Arahant. Actually,
if you make a
though it is difficult, it is very interesting because this is very, very rare opportunity to understand it, to explain. Why? The appearance of the Buddha is very, very rare in the world. Because of this, the appearance of the Dhamma is very, very rare in the world. So, though it is difficult, we are very lucky to hear these things, no? Even to hear such a thing in our life. So, because of the because it sees the volitional formation, birth sees. With the separation of the birth, aging, and death, and sorrow, pain, lamentation, all suffering. See. Ayam ko bhikkhave loka sastanga. Oh man, this is the separation of the word. Okay? Now can you remember, here when you chant, very important these things. When you chant, today also you were you there as a homie? Puja? How? Were you there as a chant? As a chanting?
The particular Prabhupada when they chanted.
And the Ratana Sutta? Okay. Can you remember there is a stanza there, page 25. Okay? 25, the second one. This is the summary of the life of the Arhat. Okay? Keenam Puran, Navannasti Sambhava, Virasta Chitta Ayatike Bhavasmi, Ke Keena Vija Aviroli Chamda, Nibbanti Dhira Yathaya Padite. Here the meaning is Keenam Puran, their past karma is vanished, extinct. Okay? Navannasti Sambhava, no new arising of karma. Virasta Chitta Ayatike Bhavasmi, their mind not drawn to create a birth. The craving is not there in his mind. Okay? Then they are all seed destroyed. All seed means Buddha explains seed means consciousness. Now already he has understood the consciousness. Buddha explains consciousness like a medicine. Magical illusion, consciousness. But now an Arahant understood the consciousness. Now there is no moral or magic there. Okay? Then their desires no more growing. The white go out just like this land. That means the final Nibbana, Parinibbana. The white go out, passing away just like this land. In the sun there is this precious layer. By this truth may there be well-being. So this is the Dharma. Okay? So in this way, today we learned about what's the meaning of this sutta? Loka Sutta. The discourse about the world. So in this way, other faculties you can understand, no?
So again tell about the volitional formation.
Volitional formation. Okay. Volitional formation Buddha explains in Nibbedika Sutta. Anguttara 4th part. Nibbedika Sutta. Volitional formation means this. Okay, you can understand it. Okay. Chetanamam vikre kammam vadam. Have you heard it? Yes. Chetana aham vikre kammam vadam. Oh man, I mean Buddha. I explain that the karma means the volition. Okay? Then we can understand how many volitions are there. Six, yes. Six. Okay? First, eye formation, ear formation. Formation means when we see a form, then we think about it. It's thought, it's formation. Okay? Eye formation, ear formation, nose formation, tongue formation, body formation, mind formation. Six formation. Now, Chetanam Vikre Kammam Vada. Cheta is having thought. Okay? Kammam Karoti. He right? That means he made a karma, having thought, he made a karma. Kammam karoti, kayena vachaya manasaya. By his body, by his speech, by his mind. This is the meaning of bhava. You can understand? So very clearly Buddha explains this all the things.
That means if you put it in simple form, that is reaction, some reaction.
Intention.
Okay, when we see a form, definitely there is a reaction, arranging of common there. Except an Arahant, all the other beings in the world, in the hell, in the animal world, in the hungry ghost world, in the human world, in the ghost world, every moment there is an arranging of common.
It is a certain feeling you want to get attached to it, you want to obtain it, if it is unpleasant, you want to get rid of it.
Yes, so, okay? Yes.
This may be an inappropriate question, but I would like to know how you feel about yourself with yourself, or your identity, or how you know yourself. What we're talking about is out there, contact with others.
Yes.
What about contact with ourselves? How does that work?
Yes.
Because our eyes, are not looking at us, kind of.
Yes.
And the same with ears, and so I just wonder how that can be explained.
Yes, it's explaining me. So first of all, we have to understand, so there is such a thing in our eye, in our life, through our eye, nose and other six faculties. First thing we have to understand. Then by that understanding, if someone wants to escape from the suffering, then the Buddha will help. Then Buddha will help. Buddha's teaching is there, the teaching will help. But first of all, he wants to escape from suffering. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. So then, step by step, he can understand the situation is this I and the form. Oh, there is craving in my mind. So, step by step, I must reduce this craving. I must be simple, step by step. Because I want to escape from suffering. That's the thing.
You begin to see within.
Yes, that's the meaning of you try to understand yourself.
I see.
Okay? So this is very interesting actually.
You must not look
Okay?
at something
It's
beautiful.
not that, yes? Yes.
You mustn't look at something beautiful.
No, it's not the meaning of that. You have to understand. Oh, this is beautiful, yes.
That's fine. That's
Because
all.
Buddha explained, you have to understand another three factors. That's the gratification of form, and the danger of form, and escape from form. Gratification means you have to understand actually as it is. Oh, there is the beautiful thing in the world. So you have to understand it. That's also knowledge, gratification. Aswadi adi nishkara.
But not to be arrested.
Yes.
You can look at it and say it's beautiful.
Yes. So you can understand. No? So step by step. So we have enough time, but we have to. Very interesting, no? We have to.
In honey, how do you find negative formation?
Mental formation. Chetana. Rupa Sanchetana means when we see the form.
In 5 statements, yes.
Five also, Chetana and Sankhara. We say Sankhara. Yes, mental form.
I hear that there are 62 sankharas.
No, six Sankhara. Yeah, 6 Buddhas and
I hear 2 Vedana and Prajna, then 60 more sankharas.
No. I have the confidence of the Buddha, okay? Buddha understood only 6. Okay? Form formation, sound formation, odor formation, yes, and other. Rupa Sanchetana, Sabda Sanchetana, Gandha Sanchetana, Rasa Sanchetana, Pottabha Sanchetana, and Dhamma Sanchetana. These are the 6. And throughout the Samyutta Nikaya third part, all over the sutras, there are these 6 forms.
Well, other than the English words, what do the other words come from? Like what's in here?
Yes.
And
Books.
meditations
No,
and
that language. Part Pali.
Language? It's a language? This is
Yes.
a language? Yeah.
Yes.
language the Buddha spoke.
Buddha
Oh,
language.
I see. Okay.
Don't like that.
Yes.
Or Pali.
What is it?
Pali.
Pali.
Name of language.
Pali Greek society is in England.
Oh.
It was formed by an Englishman called Daly. Professor Daly.
Okay. So let's come to the end of this lecture. And so this is a we are very lucky because we understood this life, this human life, human world is like a junction. Okay? As a summary, I want to say this. Junction means from this human world there is a path to be reborn in the world. There is another path to be reborn in the animal world. There is another path to be reborn in the hungry God world. There is another path to be reborn in the human world as a human being again. Okay? There is another path to be reborn in the Deva's world as a Deva. Now how many paths there? 5. But Buddha understood if there is the birth, no, every path, every birth, aging and death, as a result will be there. But Buddha discovered very, very important path as the 6th path. What is that? Noble Eightfold Path. That path is not to be reborn again. Okay. So as a noble disciple, you have the opportunity to follow the Noble Eightfold Path and understand the form of the truth in this area. Namo